Hey guys, welcome to another video. I decided to fucking go out of the house. I felt like it was much needed, you know, connect with nature and shit. But anyways, what I wanted to talk about today was something more deep, you know, something more deeply rooted in terms of how to accept yourself, how to be unbothered, how not to be affected by other people's actions. And I think that goes without being said. You might not have control over everything in the world, but what I do believe you do have control over 100% of the time is yourself. A long point in my life, I did face anxiety, depression, mood swings. I'm not gonna lie, I still do till this day, but the feelings of how bad they were back then, not even close to now. And I think that just has to do with my mindset. Everything does start with your mindset. And I'm gonna take you guys on a walk with me. Those feelings of being bothered by what other people have to say, what other people have to do, is not because of your own expectations. It's simply because of what you think others expect of you. Those people will always be in your life expecting certain shit from you, but what you can do is expect things from yourself. So rather than societal expectation, you should start setting those expectations from yourself. And it's one thing to over embellish those expectations, make them your whole personality, or one to live through them, one to aim to meet those expectations. I feel like oftentimes we have these super high expectations on like ourselves and the means to be perfect, but nobody in this world is perfect. If people in this world were perfect, we'd have no fucking problems, but clearly that's not the case. I mean, look what's going on in the world right now. For me, I've been through my fair share of negative things in my life, but in order to move past them, you kind of have to come to terms with why they happen, what the reasons for them happening were, and what you can do to move on. Because it's hard to move on, I guess, when you have all that trauma baggage onto you, but it's another thing to kind of just characterize that sadness, characterize those negative feelings that you feel. Because at the end of the day, if you spend all of your time trying to embellish, not even trying to, you're just embellishing and characterizing that sadness, making it hurt more and just bring you down, it's not a way to live life, you know? Instead of doing that your whole life, you could characterize happiness. Look for being happy, you know? Being happy doesn't happen all at once. It's a thing that happens over time, because what you want to do and what the things you want to do in your life, achieve in your life, are happening over time. You know, nothing happens all at once. And in the rare case that it does happen all at once, it's because you are pushing to be happy. The thing about motivation to do things, to get up every day, it's not always these happy, positive, I'm gonna fucking do this emotions. Sometimes it's you being at your all-time low for you to feel these feelings of being depressed, feeling suicidal. That's the way of your body telling you that you know that the situation you're in is wrong and that you need to get out of it. It's literally your mental health begging for help to get out of your situation. Because if you keep staying in this situation, you're not gonna last. You're not gonna pull through, because what you're feeling is so fucking bad, so severe for your mental health, that eventually you're just gonna crash. What I can tell you is that it's a sign, you know, that is motivation. Motivation isn't always this happy-go-lucky thing. Motivation is anything that your body can do, anything that you're trying to tell yourself to get the fuck out of what you're feeling. Because what you're feeling, what you feel in that moment of time is not permanent. What you're feeling at that day changes in days, weeks, years, but you're never gonna know that if you keep characterizing this, if you keep being bothered by those societal expectations. There's gonna be people in your life, those people that very, I guess, picture perfect, social media perfect, you know, if things go this way, I'm a better human being. If I look this way, I'm a better human being. And those aren't the people you want to surround yourself by. Those aren't the people you want to dedicate your time to. Because at the end of the day, all of you guys are setting unrealistic expectations and constantly trying to aim them when, honestly, those are not the things you should be focused on. And I think the thing that helped me grow the most over just these months, these years that I've been learning to better myself as a person, is to literally talk to yourself. It sounds crazy, but that's as simple as it gets. You know, you learn so much about yourself when you talk to yourself. Whether it's journaling, which I do very frequently, I find it a good way to connect to myself. But you just talking to yourself, you realize so much about yourself. When you actually sit down and try to write a journal, you're thinking things in your head as you're writing it down, and it comes to you. The thing is, with yourself, you have your morals, you have these ideas. It's whether you choose to ignore them or not. Right? The reason you feel sad, the reason you feel these certain emotions is because deep down you know what's good for you and what's not. You know what makes you happy. You know what makes you sad. And for you to realize and be so honest with yourself when it comes to that helps you grow. It helps you come to terms with things you've never thought you could come to terms with before, because you're accepting, you're learning to love. And I think that's the biggest thing, you know? If you can't love yourself, how do you expect to love other people? How do you expect to love the life you live if you can't be pleased with yourself, if you can't accept yourself? A lot of people feel like they've lost themselves, like they've gone too far down the deep end. But the thing is, you haven't lost anything. You haven't lost your values. You haven't lost your morals. It's as simple as you are sad because you think you are not fulfilling the morals you set for yourself. And you can do that, you know? The first step is the scariest step. But once you start aiming for that better life, that better version of yourself, it gets a lot better. And while growth isn't linear, ups and downs, just how life goes. You know, if you really lost your morals, you wouldn't feel anything. But the fact that you feel something towards wanting to fulfill your morals just means you never lost them in the first place. They were always there. Oh my god, it's a deer. Holy shit. And the biggest takeaway I have for all you guys today is to accept yourself, you know? You're not living life for anybody else except you. So stop living it for other people. You only have time in this world to figure out who you are. And it's trial and error. It doesn't all happen at once. But when it does start to happen, your life's gonna be just that much more worth living, you know? It's just the little things in life that make everything worth it, that makes you want to keep on going and becoming a better version of you. And now I'm getting to the point where I'm literally like 50 feet away from my car. I'm probably gonna go party, but I just wanted to leave you guys with a little something before I did something that I probably won't be able to talk about. So thank you guys for tuning in. I'm gonna post way more this summer. This is just a summer where I focus on myself and focus on what I want to do with my life and take you guys on a ride with me. So I'll catch you guys later. Peace.